More than 49,000 people will die by suicide this year. In 2023, the number of people dying by suicide was at an all-time high. Officials do not believe the numbers for 2024 will be any better. There are many reasons, of course, why this happens, including widespread trauma, stress, loneliness, even genetics. But as Marty Salt reports, researchers are working to identify people who are at most risk of before a tragedy happens.
The memory of her uncle brings a smile to Alexis Caller's face, even though she is still healing from losing him to suicide 10 years ago.
It's like you don't expect it to happen. It was a big surprise, and it was so shocking.
Even more shocking, a few years later, she lost her second cousin to suicide, and then her aunt took her own life. Alexis's mom, Katie, started to question if genetics were to blame.
It makes me extremely fearful for my children.
University of Utah psychiatrist Hillary Kuhn is involved in an international study that has identified 12 DNA variations linked to suicide attempts. By examining more than 1.3 million cases, researchers have uncovered a connection between mental and physical health factors, including impulsivity, smoking, chronic pain, ADHD, pulmonary conditions, and heart disease.
Some of them do actually fall into gene pathways that have to do with how the brain works, with how synapses fire and how neurons are developing.
Professor Kuhn stresses no single gene causes suicide. Rather, it's the cumulative effect of many different genes. And by knowing if genes play a role, researchers hope that treatment can begin before tragedy strikes.
It's absolutely terrifying to think about every day that that's something that could potentially happen.
I was also just continually struggling with my own mental health. And the one thing that kept me going was the fact that I know what it felt like on the other side. So it's like, I gotta keep going for my family.
I'm Marty Salt reporting.
And while more studies are being done focusing on the genetics, the U.S. aims to reduce suicides by 20% over the next few years. They aim to achieve this by focusing on local programs that help people at risk and limit access to things that can be used to harm themselves, such as firearms. If you need any help ever, contact the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. That's 24/7. We'll be right back. Stay with us.